You're not quite in live frame.
Although
I think it's convenient for you to be half cut off.
Well, when you hear my voice, I'm the one talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
There.
You rotate it even further.
It's like a real podcast.
That's good too.
Uncle Gilbert Godfrey, is that you? No, it's me, Adam.
Elise, would you do the honors of playing A Hat in Time
Oh, really?
for all of us? I'm really curious about this game.
I don't know too much about it other than it looks cute, and
Actually-
hats are really hot right now because of Mario.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, you're
We're,
right.
we're entering hat season. Elise, will you be able to see okay from there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oh. Looks like she's got good eyesight. Hey, welcome to a
I don't.
disappointing bowl of dude soup. Oh, today's theme is disappointment.
That was fast.
Oh, wow.
Disappointment.
Man, we haven't even started yet.
I'm Ira Glass in it, you guys. This is my thing. I'm gonna be the next Ira Glass. I got the hair, I got the glasses,
You keep saying
and I have the teeth. Oh, hold on, let me.
I don't think your goal should ever be to be a man on public access.
How dare you?
No, that was
What?
Ira Glass is a national treasure.
Yeah, he's
I don't
probably
know.
worth a lot of money too.
Yeah,
Jeez, Adam.
but
A
you
lot of
can't
those
be
guys
him
That's true. You be
There's
your
only
own.
one.
Be your own man,
Why
Lawrence.
couldn't I
Yeah.
be him?
Don't be Ira
because
Glass.
there's already an Ira Glass. He's
Well,
great.
I'm your host and Ira Glass sound, behave, and look-alike, Lawrence Sontag. I'm joined by many fine people. We'll start with James Willems. How are you?
It's Penzi.
Oh, my favorite.
The last Pimsy, Bruce Green.
Hello.
The second to last Pimsy, Adam Kovic.
How you all doing?
And the master of all Pimsies, Elise Willems.
Hello.
Thank you guys for joining us today. Our podcast today is brought to you by two fine sponsors, which I am going to pull up as soon as my phone
Is one of them Pimsy?
You wish.
Sadly, no. Also, the Wi-Fi in this building today is dead.
It's because of the sewage.
It is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, our boys in the bungalow are dealing with a little sewage
I
problem.
feel terrible
At
for
least
them.
you have to do the diving board.
Oh, you think so?
The child in me will
Okay.
not sit here idly while
The
you
child
don't
of
do
me
the
that
diving.
was never allowed to do diving boards like this. Be
So-
used to disappointment.
For the audio-only listeners, Elise is playing A Hat in Time, a cutesy game about a child wearing a hat that presumably will allow her to travel through time. And there is a diving board leading into a pool full of pillows in her
It's like
bedroom.
for blind people or deaf people. In this,
Oh,
English
he's describing everything?
description-
Oh,
yeah. I'm the
Descriptive
closed
audio.
captions.
Descriptive audio, yeah.
Okay, here we go. LTE got my back. Thanks, Google Fi. It was not a sponsor, so never mind. This podcast is brought to you by two sponsors, Blue Apron and Stitch Fix. You can visit blueapron.com/soup to get your first 3 meals for free and to get started at stitchfix.com/dudesoup to get 25% off if you keep all 5 items in your Stitch Fix box. But we'll hear more about that offer later. First up, how you guys doing? This is the banter
good.
part of the show. We're entering banter, so please be
Oh,
natural.
I like when you go banter.
I know.
Yes, you
Now
point a
go.
gun.
I demand
at everyone.
I
Well-
can give you a quick follow-up from last week on my stomach.
Yeah.
Hey, your
Adam's-
stomach.
Adam's terrible digestive issues.
I went to the doctor this morning, and they
Good.
said, we don't know what it is, but we're going to shove a camera down your throat when you come back from RTX UK.
That'll be fun. Something to look forward
Yeah,
to.
and I was telling this to Bruce earlier, but they said, so there's going to be 2 choices. You can do Twilight, which is the one that knocks you out, or there's the one that killed Michael Jackson. Which one do you want? That's the way he said
Yeah,
it.
the best part is that's what the doctor said.
And he was like,
the drug that killed
he's like-
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just
Propofol.
asking because your insurance might not cover the one that killed Michael Jackson because that one's more expensive. But we do have an option where you can just pay like $100 out of pocket to get the one that killed Michael Jackson. I'm like,
The one that killed Michael Jackson should be dirt cheap. This is the problem with the
But it
medical
works really well.
with the medical programs in America.
Oh boy.
It's because they charge a lot. Shouldn't capitalism determine that drug is less popular now? It killed Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So the
Well-
price should drop.
Wouldn't
so
that make
the-
it more popular?
well, yeah, maybe.
might
I'm
be.
like, if
Get
People-
the-
maybe
get the
people
Michael
want to die
Jackson
like Michael
treatment.
Jackson.
I'm going to assume there were other things in Michael Jackson that may have accounted for.
No.
I don't know. A lot
I
of
think
people
there was
say
some
that-
mix.
Yeah, there might
I
have been
say
some
go
mixed
for it.
cocktail of drugs.
I think I might. I don't know because he was saying like, yeah, we're gonna be shoving like a camera down your throat and like, because I've done Twilight before and I remember being like kind of awake during it, like
Uh-oh.
kind of half asleep,
Like Fire in the Sky.
a little fire
Oh
in the sky.
man, that's such a scary movie.
Poor Adam.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, when I come back in November,
I think you'll always have some recollection of what happened to you. It just won't be entirely accurate.
Also, that should be some really hot footage. You should get that and put it on your
Yeah,
YouTube
dude.
channel.
Yeah,
Adam probed.
are they doing like an
guess-
X-ray of your upper GI? So I had one of those done once, and then you
Oh.
drink like a fluid, and then they do the ultrasound
Yeah.
of it.
Oh no! I have to like fast. They're quite literally gonna put a camera down in my stomach and check if it's a bacterial infection.
That's so cool.
Well, hey, at least they're gonna look. I know, Adam, you in the past,
Yeah.
and certainly anyone who's dealt with recurring or chronic physical problems, it can be very frustrating and disheartening to go to a doctor and have them either be dismissive or try a bunch of things routinely, each of which has no effect. And each time you go to a new doctor, you got to do the same thing over and over again.
I don't think I've ever seen a sick doctor, and so I think they're just like these gods that walk among men, and they're just so disgusted by our ability to get sick. So every time I'm like, yeah, my stomach hurts, and I was going, he's like, God, just die already. Be gone.
Why are you alive?
I thought they were all addicted to pain medication because they can get it for free anytime they want.
fair.
They can write their own
Is
prescription.
that just because you saw House?
No.
Nice. Good recovery.
Man, I love respecting
this.
Bruce's opinion, which I do about everything.
You guys ever think about how dark your stomach is? It's so
Like
there's no
scary.
light in
Sometimes I put food in my mouth and I go, "Oh, so scary."
There's no light in there. Yeah,
There's no
that's
light.
true.
It's got to be so dark. Imagine if you were eaten by something. You think about being digested.
Oh, I've seen a lot of videos.
But
to
think
that
about how
effect.
dark it'd be while you're being digested.
There was
Well,
some
that's the weird thing. All the vor videos I've seen imply that you have like some kind of head-mounted lamp when you're being swallowed and going through Crystal's
There you
stomach.
go.
that's
You
be-
solved it.
Yeah, well, there was some random comic book they were handing out.
You can't
Like
jerk
it was
off
like
to
a.
it if you can't see it.
Do you remember that game Rampage?
Yes.
So there was a.
I'm kind of answered for everybody there.
But
Yeah,
it was
know,
it was
but-
like a, it was
we
like
do.
a.
We all remember.
But yeah, it was like
making
a
a movie.
Rampage comic or something. But there was, I remember it was this really creepy comic. Someone just handed it out. It was only like 4 pages long, and it was just about giant monsters, like rampage creatures, just eating people.
Cool.
And it was following the people as they went down into their stomachs,
Yeah.
and people were drowning
There's some vor
in
in
the
there.
stomach acids. I was like, Jesus Christ,
Cool.
it was frightening.
That sounds awesome.
Anyway.
Sounds like the Sarlacc.
When you're all wet and like squished and you're being dominated by a creature and it just makes you real horny for no
Scary.
reason.
Too
What?
scary.
Okay, first discussion topic of the day.
Things to
okay.
discuss.
That was it. That was the banter.
Yeah, banter over. Well, if you want to continue
You're done.
bantering, I
We call it a cold open.
had a, yeah, there you go. I got to warm up the audience a little bit. I had a banner weekend. Given
Wait,
given
now it's his turn to banter.
yeah, now it's
No,
my
no.
banter
Oh,
time.
no, this is what we're talking about.
No,
He's gonna segue us into.
Oh, is
the
he?
Oh
topic,
boy,
yeah.
they're setting me
all
up
right.
real hard right now. I don't know. I watch Howard the Duck. There you go.
Did you watch Howard the
He's
Duck?
not
I
going to
did.
segue into anything. He's just going to tell
First
us he watched
time?
Howard the Duck.
Last
First time.
Okay.
No. So it's
Lawrence, remember when we were in the car the other day?
yes.
And you said,
You're going to watch
I was about to bring that up.
okay.
It was part of a larger project. It's a spoonful of sugar or trash, I guess in this case. So I did watch many fine movies,
Such as?
Christine. Saw Christine for the first time, which was actually really good.
The Stephen King killing car.
Yeah.
That's
No,
I told you to watch Godfather
Yeah, watch
Part 1 and Part
Godfather.
2.
I watched
Christine is
fucking
where you
Blade
went?
Runner and Kingsman over the weekend, in addition to Christine, Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Howard the Duck.
You didn't watch any good movies this weekend.
What do you mean? Blade Runner was amazing.
Those are new movies.
Yeah,
These are not you, like you said in the car, wanting
Bram
to
Stoker's
like recalibrate your cinematic palette.
And
Bram
instead he
Stoker's
watched
Dracula was actually
Bram
really
Stoker's
fascinating.
Dracula.
It's
not a good
fascinating.
movie.
It's not good.
No, it's not good.
but it was very educational.
But I just like that I said you should watch Godfather Part 1 and Part 2, and you said, Francis Ford Coppola. Are we going to watch, what, Jack?
Jack's a good
Also?
one. Yeah.
Jack.
So here's the
Jeez.
the context is it was late and I was already falling asleep, so I just put it
Oh,
on.
okay. So you knew you'd fall asleep.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss it. I mean, I had already spent all my mental faculties watching two good and well-made movies.
Like, you mean Christine
Kingsman
and...
and
Oh,
Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner.
Okay.
And yeah, Christine was okay. I'm not gonna say it was good. It was okay. I liked it.
And Howard the Duck? What did you feel about that?
Fuck me.
It's real bad.
So Howard
Real
the Duck
bad.
is amazing evidence that George Lucas kind of doesn't and never knew what he was doing. Sorry, George. Like, yeah, boy, what a
See-
controversial opinion, right?
So we kind of talked about this a little bit with Dan this weekend, and it's a Ridley Scott. There's some filmmakers who just like movies. They're not necessarily geniuses. They are auteurs of their craft, but like you're like, how's Ridley Scott able to make Prometheus and Alien? You know,
Right.
how's he able to make Gladiator, but then also like other garbage? Like, how does he do that? And it's because he just likes making movies. And I think that George Lucas is that same way. I think he loves movies. He doesn't get too in depth into what about the filmmaking process he loves about it. You know, I don't think he's a Christopher Nolan type who scrutinizes every single detail.
Yeah.
He just goes, which is a big thing when the prequels came out and they were all CG'd. It was like, well, if you watch any documentary about the making of Star Wars and you see how frustrated and how he almost died trying to manage all the practical aspects of filmmaking.
Sure.
No shit, you'd want to do something where you could adjust a number
easy.
in After Effects and get the solution you want.
But then on the flip side, you got like J.J. Abrams on his hands and knees crawling through sand with 3 puppets on him, and he's the happiest he's ever been.
Well, yeah.
He wants to make a movie that you can feel.
Yeah, no, but I mean, the dude still makes kind of cinematic blockbuster things.
Oh, sure,
Like,
absolutely.
you know.
But I think
They're all film lovers. They're just people approaching it from different angles.
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
That was
I-
the other. I also saw Purple Rose of Cairo.
Oh, I like Purple Rose.
All right. Okay.
I did too.
All right.
Never-
Okay.
I
All
don't know
right.
what
I will
that
accept that
What
as.
is that?
Yeah.
okay.
It's a Woody Allen movie.
Oh, all right.
It's and in the way that Woody Allen movies, like at the halfway point, introduce a fantastic element that hard lefts the entire film. It definitely
Yeah.
does that, but it's very charming.
No.
Very, very. Again, still, it's weird.
Never seen it.
Has a lot of magical surrealism, like
Yeah.
in Night in Paris.
Yeah, very, very similar to which I haven't seen just by premise though. But I thought it was amusing that both Bram Stoker's Dracula and Purple Rose of Cairo are both very reverent of 30s Hollywood, but just in different ways. Yeah. There you go. That's my banter.
Okay.
All right. Nice banter.
Thank you.
Good
thank
job.
You.
Way to
Hey,
go.
hey, thanks, guys.
Hey, good band.
Nice. That was really
band.
good.
All right, so now we got to earn a title for this fucker.
What do you mean? Does Lawrence watch Bram Stoker's Dracula?
we had a bunch of. I thought
15
we had a bunch
views.
of topics we were going to discuss.
Boy, do we ever, James.
All right. Let's do
So
it. Don't,
yeah,
don't make it feel like it's an obligation for a title. Let's just talk about what we want to talk.
I wanted to talk about that stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna throw it to you guys. So here's the happenings. Here's what's going on in internet, pop, game, and movie trend culture, whatever. And apologies if there's something you're worked up about that I don't represent here. People lose their minds over sugar sauce at McDonald's. Szechuan sauce shortages cause mass hysteria across the nation. Battlefront 2 has loot boxes that are bad. Apparently,
Pretty bad.
according to the beta, yeah, there are severe gameplay implications to loot boxes that you get at a snail's pace, provided that the pacing in the beta is going to be the same as retail.
Oh, he's giving more money.
Or you can just drop bricks of money on the game and have a legitimate functional advantage over other players.
There you go.
That's easy.
Well,
And
since
let's
the
see
game's
here.
free, it makes sense.
Wait a minute. No, it's at $60.
And then
Did you
finally,
see the leaves?
the leaves are fucking great.
Yeah, the leaves are pretty fucking great.
Which is why
$60 for the leaves.
we haven't decided to talk
Everything else.
And then I guess the third option is there is a bit of a dust up over the weekend again between Casey Neistat and Jimmy Kimmel, or rather both made videos about the Vegas Massacre, I guess as it's being referred to.
It's more of a dust up between them and YouTube than it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's
Jimmy
correct.
Kimmel
I didn't
and
mean to
Casey
pitch it
Neistat.
as a feud
Yeah.
or anything like that. But so Casey Neistat's video, all the profits of which were going to charity, was deemed as not advertiser friendly. Phil DeFranco captured a response that YouTube said, as a statement of policy, they are not going to monetize any videos about a tragedy like that. Theoretically, to prevent ambulance chasers and people from stirring up conspiracy videos and just profiteering off of other people's tragedy. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel delivered a long and pretty powerful monologue on the subject, and people saw ads running on that on YouTube. So like, hey YouTube, what the fuck? There was a discussion to be had there, and YouTube talking heads, the net over, could not wait to dogpile on this situation. Sure.
Turns out
To
YouTube
various
isn't
degrees of
perfect.
authenticity. Yes, and
That's a very easy story to get mad at if you
True.
look at look
Yeah,
at the
if
surface
you look
level.
at it superficially, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. But there's a I don't know. You want to talk about that one real
Well,
quick?
that's the thing,
That,
yeah.
that has a very easy solution.
Sugar sauce, people getting mad on YouTube,
Called
or
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan, or people don't know how to get their laser guns.
Hey Bruce, how do you spell Szechuan?
SZECHUAN.
Did he do
I think
it?
that's right.
I
Yeah.
think he got it.
Bruce, how do you have a mind for this?
I don't know.
You're
I'm
like
not
Rain
sure.
Man
I'm
with
autistic.
grammar.
I've always
yes.
had it. I got told that too. I got second place in a spelling bee a long time ago, and I wanted to kill myself.
What word knocked you out? Because you know which one it is.
That was
Szechuan.
rheumatism.
Ooh, that's a rough one.
That's a tough word.
EUTISM.
Well, there's an M and an A in there
There's an
too,
A and
but
an
but also
Implied.
I was only
Why? Fuck.
I was only 10 at the time, so I don't
Damn.
I didn't know that word.
You should go up against those whatever second graders.
14-year-olds?
again.
I still couldn't beat them. They're way smarter than I am. They're way more
They
autistic.
practice so hard.
Yeah. Ouch. Okay.
Well, so just out of a courtesy to the audience, I do apologize. I mean, people have gotten weary of YouTube-centric topics in the past, so we won't. I don't think we'll linger on this too long.
We can add some clarification.
I think we can do that.
Yeah.
So I provided some brief detail. I can run down the story in more detail. Actually, I covered most of the big points. I think the problem now is what we have is an apparent conflict of not conflict, but apparent violation of policy from YouTube's own mouth.
A bit of hypocrisy, if you will.
Yeah, on the surface, that's what it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
But being in the YouTube game as long as we have, and also Adam found some good stuff.
Well, if you just Google,
you can just Google.
You can just Google it. There's a story from 2015.
Yes,
that kind of clarifies this whole thing up.
So the ads that run on YouTube are not all sold by YouTube. So it is possible that Jimmy Kimmel's video also got deemed as not friendly for advertisers, but YouTube wasn't the one serving ads on that video. And this is from a article, like Adam said, from Wall Street Journal in September 2015. And it's September 2015. So if you want to, in your head, if you're like, well, it's Wall Street Journal, so we can't trust them, this is well before any of that shit got stirred up.
Oh, the YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Before it was like PewDiePie is getting discredited.
Also, it's not an article with an agenda. It's just
no
commenting on a business.
Yeah.
Like not acquisition, but a business development.
Yeah.
Essentially, the article lays out that ABC is tired of splitting revenue with YouTube, which is harsh, by the way. When YouTube sells ads on your video, they take a 50-45% cut.
Yep.
Which sounds bad, except for the fact that they do all the work and provide the platform, and it's free. So keep those things in mind.
Yeah.
But a business getting half their ad revenue taken, that kind of sucks. So ABC cut a deal to sell and run their own ads through YouTube system, which you can do. And theoretically, that is what's happening now.
I believe at the time, so Jimmy Kimmel's clips have always been pretty viral, or people kind of use it in lieu of just watching the show now.
Yeah.
They're like, just give me the good stuff. I'll watch it on the YouTube channel. And from what I think the story says, ABC was tired of YouTube taking its cut, so they just turned off ads and said, fuck it, we're not going to do it. And YouTube was like, well, there's got to be some sort of deal we can work out because you're getting millions of views. And so think how much money that's costing YouTube.
Yeah.
From every time someone's watching a video. Like, I wish there was some sort of chart that explain like every time you watch a video X amount of times based on servers, power, energy, all these things, how much did that cost YouTube? Because if say a video gets 13 million views and all ads are turned off and there's no monetization coming out of that, YouTube's got to be sweating, going like, what the fuck do we do? So they clearly worked out some sort of deal that it worked out that either YouTube's making some money or they're breaking even.
Yeah. So, and it's not a simple answer like most things in life. It does seem certainly damning when those two images are lined up side by side. We don't run ads, boom, there's an ad. But what seems to be in this situation is, like Adam said, ABC had worked out their own deal, and it's not Google AdSense, which is Google's product by which they match ads to a video or a web page or Gmail or whatever, and then and split that revenue with the creator. So it is possible, and we've reached out to YouTube this morning, since it's doing the podcast on Monday is kind of tough because if we're researching stories, people don't have a lot of time to actually respond to us, so it's not their fault. Just kind of blindsided them this morning with an email.
Media. Most of those people don't get into the office until
11.
Could be that.
Well, first you got to get in, go to lunch.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's time for lunch.
You go to the the relax chamber,
Yeah,
or whatever. Have a beer.
Nap pod.
I guess like 2:30 rolls around. It's time to get some work done, and then go home around 4.
To be fair, we don't know that that's actually what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. We have no idea. So YouTube may be serving ads on Jimmy Kimmel. We don't know that.
We don't know.
It is very possible.
But I think what we can walk away from is saying, man, when you get angry first and then start looking for answers, it's always going to make finding the correct answers harder.
Oh, yeah.
And so maybe it is the case, but if you're just angry for the sake of it and you feel like this fits a narrative that you've already built in your head, then it's going to be really difficult to come to an accurate conclusion about it and then improve the situation for everyone else.
But we know that that's the way this whole thing works on the internet, is that everything is right away.
Yep.
And we're all very reactionary, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think, also another thing is those creators, and this isn't a necessarily bad thing, they're rewarded for being reactionary because then they get more views, more subscribers, more people watch them, and they rally a cause around them. So even if YouTube wasn't serving ads on the Kimmel video and ABC was serving the ads on the Kimmel video and they clarify and they release a video and they say, hey guys, we were wrong, it doesn't matter. Yeah. They got all the views they needed.
Yeah.
And so that's why
Bruce, what happens when those videos get demonetized?
What do you mean?
Like the drama alert videos? What happens when reporting about YouTube also is not incentivized?
That'd be nice.
Well, yeah, then they'll have to go somewhere else. Like it's there right now. There's very little disadvantage to being reactionary.
Well,
yeah.
So
sorry to interrupt. You were
No, I was
going
done.
on a thing. Okay.
I see actually. So on one side, I can see YouTube's side where they're saying like, so when you have a video that has nothing but good intentions. So Casey Neistat's videos
For charity.
I'm making this video.
Really for
All the
charity.
money's going to charity. You are taking that on faith that someone's doing that.
That's true.
It takes one person to go, hey guys, all this money's going to charity, and then it doesn't go to charity.
Right.
Like-
It's like how can you verify?
Right, sure. I mean, it's that freaking meme of someone hitting the like button and then it turns into water for
Well,
someone in an
yeah.
African village. In your mind, you're like, I watched this guy's video. I helped. He said it's all going to charity. It's like, okay.
I don't know that we
Did he
necessarily need to-
prove? Like, did he take a screenshot of the check that he wrote? Did he release the tax?
good people.
I would
form?
say
I don't know.
Also, the whole process, the way it works, is super complex. So then he makes the money, and I honestly think that he would.
Oh yeah.
But
so of
for
course.
the next person that comes along,
Right. What's
like
to stop someone from...
they get paid
Yeah.
a month later, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's alongside however much money they also get paid for the other videos that they put on their channel.
Well, they can check analytics to find out how much one video made. They
Yeah.
can do that. So
No,
like,
I know.
Like $2,500, you can cut a check for $2,500.
No, I know they can, but that's relying on the creator to
Absolutely.
to do that
Absolutely
legwork.
it is, yeah.
There's not. I don't. As far as I know, there's no option in YouTube to say monetize this, but send it to this
Oh,
charity.
no. Yeah,
know?
you collect
That-
the money and then you pay
That would be
forward.
nice.
That would be kind
honestly.
of a cool thing.
Yeah, that would be a nice feature. So I'm saying I can see YouTube's position saying we don't want
Oh, I
people
see.
to be taken advantage of when there is a crisis or something,
I
and
see where
saying,
you're going, okay.
"Hey, donate to this thing."
Sorry,
and they
it
could
sounded
totally
for a second
be.
like you were
then
questioning
they didn't
Casey
do it.
Neistat's
No.
No.
It's
I
the next
think-
one.
Yeah.
There's for
I
every
understand.
one person with good intentions, there's 20 with bad.
I understand.
Right?
Yeah. I'm glad you clarified that. I was getting a little.
No, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It just there's always going to be a bad apple. There's someone who's going to take advantage of that. There's always going to be the guy who all he wants to do is rip your videos and re-upload them and make money on it because he doesn't want to do his own work.
Yeah.
So that's why YouTube puts things in place like Content ID and these other things to stop that bad behavior. And because the sad truth is there are more bad people than there are good people, especially on YouTube.
Man, well said, Adam.
What?
Yeah, the
Read our comments once in a while, and you will see.
what will become a
No,
growing
we have
trend.
actually pretty good comments.
One of the, in a very Ira Glass sort of way,
Jeez, oh boy, here we go.
one of the things that
Alright,
I
get
found
you laid.
interesting about all the topics this week, maybe not Star Wars so much, but most of the other topics involve an element of there's a lot of activity going on, and the internet has a way of bubbling up the extremes, the good and the bad, mostly the bad. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, and Google's in the unfortunate position of having to make a system that works for most people most of the time, and that's the whole machine learning aspect of it. They've been called out on it multiple times. They're like, well, it'll get better, and yeah, it will get better, but it won't be perfect ever. So even if one video got ads run on it and the other one did not, I don't know if my mind would go more towards that's the system working maybe not as intended, but as good as it can in the given circumstance.
Sure.
There's a tendency to want to believe that machines are infallible and logically perfect, and that they obey rules that
That
are
doesn't make
hard
any
and
sense
fast.
though because humans created them.
I'm very glad you said that, right? Yeah, humans created them, and also machine learning is fuzzy, and as much as humans try to break the system also has to try to accommodate for that. So we're getting to the point now where YouTube is more about tolerances than it is about being correct, and that's, as a content creator who depends on that revenue, is scary, but it's also shockingly human. And so we're used to having bosses that are arbitrary, and I mean, I'm not, because Bruce is the best, but some of us are
You
used to
don't
having...
need to say that. I'm a human too.
Oh, thank you, Bruce. But most of the time, Bruce is extremely fair.
He just
Still doesn't need
thanked,
that.
he just thanked you for.
For telling me you were shithead. No, I think this is one of those what I'm gonna call them cyberpunk milestones. When we have to work with machines that are as arbitrary and inscrutable as humans can be.
Yes.
I mean, we all agree with you, Lawrence. That there's not. It's like when people say some system is impervious to hacking. It's like, well, the system was created by a human, so a human can definitely hack it. Like that's sort of the way it works.
So I guess to reiterate the story, YouTube was showing Jimmy Kimmel favoritism only by virtue of giving ABC the ability to sell their own ads
Right.
and have their ad sales team work within that system. So it goes beyond the if this video then that, or just one or the other, the apples to apples sort of thing. It is a much bigger thing that larger companies like ABC and NBC are given the ability to do that we will never get.
Well,
Like the small guy,
Yeah.
because we will never have a sales team that Comcast, Universal, Cinemax, Lucky's. I don't know how long the name is anymore.
Not to be
Yum
needlessly
Yum or whatever it is.
I don't know. Yeah.
not to be needlessly contrarian, but if you roll up our corporate chain far enough, you get to AT&T and then some
That's true.
Illuminati holding corporation.
Sure.
There's probably leverage enough there for something like that.
I
but
think
for us specifically, yeah.
Well, even then, I think it's when you're talking about NBC and ABC and all like television corporations. This has been their business for 50 plus years. Or advertising, they have the biggest sales teams in the world. That is how they make their millions of dollars every day, month, whatever. So now they're leveraging that into the online space. New media, even AT&T, who sells data plans and phones and stuff, they don't have a sales team that size. Most likely, it's probably I don't know. It's like we use was it McBeard? That's like
full screen.
That's social.
Yeah.
But like they might use them, But I'm saying like AT&T's not doing. They're not having a sales team at the level of network television.
Not yet.
yeah.
Well, yeah, not yet.
You don't have to play the whole time, by the way. You can hand it off.
Yeah. At least it's in a boss fight right now. That looks pretty raunchy.
I was trying to figure out where
I think you just have to survive the
We
barrels.
just, we don't. I don't want you to think that you can't. Can't talk.
One last thing that I think is worth pointing out is, which is accurate, is, there is a certain hypocrisy in the ads. Like, whoa, we don't want to advertise on controversy, but we're totally okay to advertise on controversy. Like people have cited South Park as an example of it. It's like, we don't want our money being spent this way to being advertised unless it's a really big audience.
Yep.
Yeah,
In which case we totally want.
Absolutely.
And that is true, and it's right to be frustrated with that, but that is, man, a fucking facet of life. If you got a big enough audience and you got enough eyes on you, then anyone will look past
Anybody will sell
your
anything,
content
You can bend the rules.
to get a little piece of that. It doesn't matter
course.
what you say the moral compass of your company is. You'll get on board if it means that you're going to sell more Chevys.
Well, I was gonna say too, because the way this thing was working, YouTube said in that Twitter response, they said we will never run ads on anything that's about a tragedy like this or whatever. So that actually kind of shed some light on how ABC or any like big network actually runs their internal ads, where it sounds like they have the option.
Yeah.
Which means they said, should we monetize this video?
Well,
Heck yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I would say they probably. I would say there's the Jimmy Kimmel Show has an obligated number of pieces of content that they have to put out to the web, and it's sold. The sponsors of this podcast didn't know what the topic we were going to be discussing this episode was before they said we want to buy ads on that.
Yep.
I imagine that works the same way. Someone, either got lucky or unlucky, depending on how you think of it, and now their ads are running in front of a Jimmy Kimmel video, which is getting a ton of views, but is also very controversial and like about a tragedy. But that ad was sold 6 months ago, maybe. Who knows?
And who knows? They might actually look at that and go, "Hey, we didn't want our ad on that."
Yeah.
They might.
They might
be able to pull it.
But I'm sure there's honestly, I'm sure there's wording on NBC's end or ABC's end or all these networks' end that say that's just how our sales team works. You bought inventory, so you just ordered Jimmy Kimmel Show. Maybe you ordered Jimmy Kimmel Show monologue, but this is what you got.
Or maybe YouTube should just. I feel like that should be a YouTube-wide issue. Even if ABC is selling those same ads, they're still running on YouTube.
Yeah,
so if YouTube doesn't want to run any of those ads, then they should be able to blacklist all of them.
Or they should be more specific and say, our sales
team
will never directly sell ads on these videos. Casey Neistat, you do not have your own sales team that went above us to do a sales deal, and so that's why this, that, or the other thing. So I don't know.
It wasn't preferential treatment in this one thing. It was a much larger preferential treatment.
That's the preferential treatment of quiche.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, we don't know that for sure. We don't know any of this. This is all theory and speculation here.
Yeah,
But
this is based on an article from 2015 that would actually make a lot of sense.
And we explain what
That's why
happened.
sometimes it's better to not get angry first.
Right, and go ask questions.
And let's investigate. Let's see why before we really start picking our villains.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, ideally, but yeah. And sadly, like Bruce has said before,
There's no disadvantage.
yeah, you lose nothing by being reactionary.
In reality, there's an advantage.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's easier to guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
It's just
Always.
it's the mob mentality.
It's what
and
people react to, yeah.
yeah, and I mean we have a court system in place that says no, it's the opposite. But at the end of the day, I mean everyone will point and say he was there at that time, guilty, and I'm like
OJ did it? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't, obviously.
All right, he got off, not guilty.
He said he was innocent.
So,
that's,
and he's free now eating McDonald's,
Yeah, yes, he loves
which has Szechuan sauce.
it. You wish there's an ad.
Oh,
Very close, yes, there's an ad. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Lawrence here. Got a news update for you. So, this didn't roll in when we were recording the podcast, but it rolled in very shortly thereafter and is pertinent to the story. So we reached out to YouTube, like we said. They got back to us with a statement, and here it is, and it's actually pretty interesting. So this is a PR statement from YouTube. Quote, for nearly 8 years, we have allowed a small number of large, whitelisted partners to run partner-sold ads on videos. These organizations distribute content across multiple platforms and had the sales forces to sell ads against their videos. In these cases, the partners work directly with the advertisers to serve ads on their content, and in doing so took full responsibility for their placement, including issues around brand suitability. In the specific case of tragedies like the one in Las Vegas, we are working to not allow such partners to sell against such content. We have not completed this work yet, but will soon. So there you go. Direct from YouTube sounds like their policy isn't as broken as it may seem, but it was a pre-existing setup that they are now working to rectify. So, sounds like YouTube has explained themselves, but there you have it, direct from their mouth. So, that's your little update. Back to the program as it was. While I would in the presence of least never disparage McDonald's, perhaps you should entertain cooking at home and eating delicious home-cooked food, and you can do that with our sponsor, Blue Apron. Given that Blue Apron is such a recurring advertiser on this podcast, been trying to pick at new things to talk about. So welcome to Lawrence's Adventures in Cooking. Since the last check-in, I have discovered that, boy, it doesn't take a long time to toast garlic. So it's weird.
no, it's like 5 seconds
Yeah, about. The instructions say like 30 seconds to a minute, stirring constantly.
until fragrant.
Yeah, until fragrant. For some reason, it never really hit. Like, I have this weird conception that things need to be cooked. Everything needs to be cooked. So I put it in the pan and I have to swirl it around for a while. Like a while. No, it's actually really fast. Just throw it in there, it starts browning immediately, then put in your next ingredient. So you don't burn your garlic. That's a top tip from Lawrence.
You got it.
You're welcome.
it's like he's learning how to cook.
I know.
So he assumes that this is the first barrier to anyone learning.
Also, he's identifying with a common man and
Yeah,
how fast to toast garlic.
Garlic's cheap, so is oil.
Yeah.
That's
You put those
not a
sweet-
luxury ingredient.
Do you put those sweet peppers in there too?
Oh yeah, you do.
Yep.
Yeah, you do. Don't overcook them.
Oh, man.
Oh, sweet peppers were good. I made the sweet peppers.
And for a limited time, Bruce, if a little oil and garlic is a little too pedestrian for you,
I didn't
Blue
say it
Apron.
was.
I know you didn't. It was
That
actually
was
the opposite.
actually too exotic.
Yeah. Well, it's going to get even better because for a limited time, starting September 4th, Blue Apron will be delivering recipes inspired by the winning dishes on MasterChef.
Cool.
You can tune in to MasterChef on Fox every Wednesday at 8, 7 Central and visit Blue Apron every Thursday starting August 24th.
Cool.
To see and select the winning recipes to cook in your own home. And if you'd like to start that and get your first 3 meals for free, please go to blueapron.com/soup. That's our promotional link. Basically, it'll get you your first month at 25% off, which is your first 3 meals, essentially your first week. So yeah, free food, provided that it's part of a larger plan, but that's blueapron.com/soup. Thanks, Blue Apron. Appreciate the sponsorship. And I guess thanks, MasterChef, as well.
I have learned from Blue Apron, every time I cook now, always garlic. You always chop up a little bit of garlic, you throw it on there, it makes anything you make 10,000 times better.
Of course, garlic tastes
Not
amazing.
too much though.
Garlic oil,
I once
salt,
put
and pepper.
when
Oh.
I first started cooking for myself, I put too much garlic in something and it tasted like human.
Everyone does that.
What does human taste like?
I don't know, but I assume it tastes like a lot like garlic.
I read instructions wrong once, and I think it said 2 cloves, and I was like, a whole garlic,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
I put it on there, I was like,
2.
ooh, my tummy. Tummy
That
bad.
explains that's why they stick a thing down there.
Except
There's a
I
bunch
was
of
like-
garlic in here.
That was like a year ago.
There's definitely too much garlic cut off. It gets like horseradishy and spicy.
We've been to that place, the Stinking Rose before.
Stinking Rose, yeah.
And I think James and I had the same issue where like we ate too much garlic and we couldn't sleep.
That's
or like
weird.
Nightmares.
you eat too much garlic and then you pass out and then you wake up at like midnight and then you're up for the next 8 hours because you
I'm
can't
also a
sleep.
vampire.
It's real good for your immune system too.
That was fantastic. It makes you smell.
It makes it smell terrible.
Whoa. This is
Whoa,
flying through a
Elise.
cave. Crystal cave. All right, boys. We got some pun intended spicy topics here. You guys want to talk about spicy sauce or loot boxes?
I'll totally play.
I'm enjoying playing.
Are you really?
I wanted to play this game.
Oh, keep
but
playing. Talk about Szechuan
You
sauce.
should talk. You've just been sitting here silently.
I know, I don't
playing
want you to
video
feel like
games
you're
the whole time.
excluded.
You should probably.
All
right,
Elise's
will do.
face.
Let
I
the
mean-
record show.
I'm okay with Elise
I
kicking
don't mind.
back.
I don't
and-
mind. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, give it to me.
Aw.
You should probably love it. I'm
Hand time.
collecting so much stuff.
There's so many
Time.
orbs.
Go ahead,
and
Lawrence.
Platforms. All right, I guess we'll move on to sauce bucket. If you're unaware, Szechuan sauce, which was a promotional item for the movie Mulan, hit McDonald's at some point. I don't know. I didn't research this part of it.
1998.
Thank you. But it became a joke within Rick and Morty. You can watch if you don't watch the show, whatever. It's a joke. Anyway, McDonald's heard the cries, the bleeding of those on the internet, and decided to bring the sauce back. The only problem is they did not remotely plan for the turnout they got, leading to some interesting
Ooh.
reactions. Because if we know anything by this point, it's that people who love something on the internet always react maturely and appropriately when they don't get what they want. And I think this is also a situation of the internet sort of bubbling the best and worst to the top of things, mostly the worst. If you poke around on the internet, you can find videos of crowds chanting for sauce at McDonald's, just chanting at minimum wage employees who have no fucking clue what's going on. There are eBay listings, somebody's selling a 3-pack of sauces for, let's play a little game. Price is Right rules. What do you think a three up of Szechuan sauce is at?
How big is a packet? It's just
It's
a
just
little
like one of the
packet.
Dunkin'
Sweet and
packets,
sour
yeah.
sauce packet size.
I'm gonna say $2.50.
Okay.
$250?
That's a good
$250.
guess. That's a good
I'm gonna
guess.
say $1,000.
Oh,
1,000, okay.
oh boy.
Ooh,
Bruce Adam?
I'll say $200.
Is it just 2 packets of Szechuan?
3 packets of Szechuan. And it's already closed, by the way, so this is an official sale.
$500.
Okay. I guess Bruce wins because it was $848
Holy shit!
for 3 packets, and now
What?
there is an open auction for 1 packet that is up to $995.
Oh my gosh! You're gonna be kidding me.
I hope and pray that this is just some kid that stole his parents' credit card.
Well, I also
and he's
learned
making eBay purchases without
Yeah.
them realizing it, and
you can
not
win an auction
some
on
grown
eBay and
man
just not pay for it.
Yeah.
who has money and actually is doing this.
Yeah, in my notes here, I wrote down, some parents can't afford to take their kids to a doctor. Just want to slip that in there. That is true in this world. Not to say that if you spend money on things you enjoy, like sauce, you should feel guilty about it. It's just that.
Enjoy like sauce.
I know.
How else am I supposed to phrase that while being respectful of people who waste money on stupid fucking
Sure.
sauce?
You can make it,
Well,
Yeah.
so what
Yeah.
someone pointed out is ketchup and teriyaki.
Yeah.
But somebody in the subreddit insisted that it's not the same.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, it's not.
Because
So there-
because things are different when you make them for a portion size of 1 million.
do yourself a favor. Go to there's a really cool YouTube channel called Binging with Babish. He makes meals from TV shows and movies, and he's actually a pretty damn good cook, and he's entertaining. And someone sent him the actual Szechuan sauce and the ingredients, and he did a taste test in the video and came up with he pretty much created it.
Really?
No, but here's the thing, though. He's probably not a true Rick and Morty fan.
Yeah.
So how would he even know?
He make cake from Fat Princess taste like Fat Princess cake?
Ask him. Let's do a collab.
Did he turn into a
Elise.
fat princess?
But he basically broke it down. I think it's mostly soy sauce, some teriyaki maybe, and a lot
Brown sugar.
There's a lot of sugar. It was mostly sugar.
It's sugar
It was
water.
sugar, vinegar, and it was I don't know.
Left trigger, Bruce.
But yeah.
But-
Go to his channel.
butt
If you
stomp?
want it, you can just
you can
make
go
it.
fast.
There's a way to do it.
It was
So
like
yeah,
one
there's a lot to
trigger,
unpack
left
here.
trigger.
It is set off
Well,
fairly routine conversations about entitlism and nerd culture.
this has also been kind of the culmination of what has been an thus far ongoing harmless joke that Rick and Morty fans are somehow better than
Yes.
other fans,
IQ of
better
that's
or
ridiculous.
smarter or anything like that, which I think is great. I think it's great because anytime something has a massive presence at
Right.
San Diego Comic-Con, it's totally the niche thing that you only love, and it's just for you, bro. That's what I love about it.
as somebody who did go through the phases of being defined by the media I liked, telling myself that it made me special, and then in a very like third act Blade Runner sort of way, spoilers, realizing that didn't make me special. That's not a spoiler, whatever.
No, you're right.
I can sort of see the patterns. I was, and actually, even though there's I guess more to talk about, what I thought would be fun is it seems to me that like this is many people's first visitation of real injustice.
Oh boy.
Like they drove for
Breaking the game, Bruce.
Yeah. They drove for hours.
Yeah.
And the promise is, and in a very sort of video game sort of way, the universe has delivered a quest to you, and the quest is get to a McDonald's, and then you get your quest reward, which is sauce. So it seems like a lot of people aren't used to just getting fucked sometimes. That just the universe doesn't always work that way.
Man, the worst thing about it is how people react when they get fucked. They take it out on people who are not involved at all.
Right.
The person behind the counter who just came in today and said, maybe if I can get through this shift, I can go pick up my daughter.
That's who you redeem the quest to.
Like, this isn't their scheme.
Yeah.
This isn't their fault.
Right.
Don't chant at them and make their day miserable because you didn't get a packet of sauce.
Not to mention, the Rick and Morty creators, Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, had nothing to do with it as well.
Yeah.
One of the things I very much enjoy about Rick and Morty, which is a thing we do here, is we make very strange references for bullshit that didn't matter.
Yeah.
And the best thing about the Szechuan sauce joke was
I'm having a hard time with
it was so it was like things like one of my favorite jokes from Rick and Morty when he's talking about Lorenzo music and how
Garfield.
The whole Garfield joke.
Yeah.
And I knew everything he was going to say as he was saying it because I'm like, holy shit, I knew that trivia as well.
Yeah.
And it's this totally stupid joke and it means nothing.
That's because you're smart. You're smart.
No, that was the thing. I was like, oh my God, someone likes the same dumb shit I do.
But does that make you feel special, though?
No, not at all. Yeah, I was like kind of embarrassed for myself for like knowing that information. So like,
to a lot of people, that makes them feel special. It makes them feel like they have ownership over that.
But the whole thing with the
Makes them
Mulan
feel
sauce is so many people remember it being kind of okay. Like it wasn't great. That's sort of
they call it the Mulan sauce.
Well, the Szechuan. The
call it
joke.
Mulan sauce.
The joke I thought there was the sauce isn't that good, but it's Rick's nostalgia kicking in overdrive and taking it so extreme.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It wasn't them saying, "Oh my God, this truly is the best thing in the world." It's like, yeah, I remember it being really good because it's full of sugar.
It's a payoff to a good joke.
But I mean, that's the
Exactly.
thing, though. They're writers, right? They're writers and they're like comedians. So the reason they included it is because it's funny.
And
The idea
obscure.
of someone thinking that is important to them is funny.
Well-
and it probably comes from a place of truth where someone walked in and was like, man, you remember that Mulan sauce? It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I do. Why? They should just package that. And then someone went, no, they shouldn't. And then everyone laughed.
Yeah.
And then they had it, and then they were like, okay, well that's a good joke. That's a good attribute for a character to have because it's true.
Yeah.
But it's also comedic.
The joke's also
Sure.
he's incredibly smart, and like he's one of the, he's a genius in that world. And then all of a sudden he talks about Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's obviously.
Well, and then
I don't know. It's,
the comeback is when he's telling Morty that he planned this whole thing just to kick his dad out of the house, and he starts screaming about the Szechuan. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, Rick. Like, why
yeah.
Szechuan? Like, what are you talking? Because Morty wasn't there. He has no idea. So it was a nice little exclamation point to a very funny joke, and people are taking it sadly too far.
I thought there was an interesting statement about how an audience can like not miss the point, right? Because I'm sure they laughed because they thought it was funny, and that's the initial thrust is I hope people find this is funny. But like based off what Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon have said about this, it really seems like there's a weird term for when you do something, and it's almost always comedy, but you do something and then people misinterpret it in their own personal way, and then they become like, in this situation, obsessed over it. They disrespect others in the face of it when it all was just supposed to be a joke.
it's
you know?
like Calvin peeing on a Ford logo.
Nice.
Yes. Like
That's what
Calvin.
Bill Watterson
I
wanted.
mean, it happens to us. It happens to us where Bruce will say that Disney princesses are fat,
oh yeah.
and then most people understand that it's the reason they're laughing is because it's not true and it's a joke. But some people will go, "Oh, misogyny is what the joke is," and that's not the joke.
Right.
You know,
The joke is the fact that they're not fat.
the joke is the fact that we're idiots
Yep.
for acting that way and
Yeah.
thinking that way. That's what makes it funny, but some people don't know what makes it funny, and
are
then they
playing
just
the fool.
focus on what the statement is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was the thing Yahtzee said years ago about, I think he was reviewing like Portal 2, and he talked about the only thing he doesn't like about Portal is the fan base, because they ruined Portal, because everything was like, the cake is a lie, lol, right? And I was just like, ugh.
Man, there are a lot of parallels there. It's funny you brought that up because, yeah, Cake is a Lie was like a rallying cry for gamers that felt that they were underrepresented or marginalized in society. And this is before Gamergate and shit. Even though gaming was, blowing up at the time, there was still this concept that if you play games, you're an outsider, you're not appreciated, and all that stuff.
Sure.
So Cake is a Lie was like one of those...
Multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Much like, I do see a lot of similarities now to how people use that as a sort of rallying cry. I imagine Rick and Morty fans huddle together over their self-implied intelligence, which you guys might be smart, and I enjoy the show too, so I shouldn't say you guys, but at least it sounded like you were trying to
I like the show.
interject something.
It's a good show.
I don't even know what now.
Yeah.
I really appreciate creators taking back their properties and taking back ownership of their properties from communities that think they have some type of ownership or voice over, who should be allowed to enjoy those properties, who should be allowed to exist within the creative realms of them. When people misconstrue what Funhouse is about, it does bother me if they think of it in a way where it's not, because I think of us as, despite what humor is made or satire is not picked up on, I think of us as pretty like inclusive towards people and really wanting people to feel good about themselves and be who they want to be, et cetera, et cetera. So when that gets misconstrued, it does bother me. And I really like that Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon are vocally coming out and saying, like, the way that you treat our writers is not okay. And the way that you, even though we're not affiliated with McDonald's, the way that you're behaving toward this is not okay. I like that they're just kind of not passively standing by and saying, well, we want our show to be as successful as possible. So we're not going to say anything because we don't want to scare away our fan base. I mentioned this to you earlier, Lawrence, but if Justin, I love Rick and Morty, but if Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon were like, you know what?
Oh yeah.
It's too toxic. You're ruining this for everyone. Sorry, we're not making the show anymore. Like, you brought this on yourselves. I would be like, well, maybe some people just need to learn a lesson.
I don't know. One of the last Harmon towns, it sounded like Dan Harmon needs this right now.
What?
He was making some joke. I don't know.
He cash poor?
He was saying he's not cash poor, but it was a funny bit. Harmontown's a really good podcast. I think they do like a live show in Burbank or something like that. And he was talking about, people were like, aren't you rich? Like, what happened to all your money? He's like, so running a cartoon studio is fucking expensive. They don't give you money. You spend the money. And he's like, I got $30,000 in my bank account. And that's it.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But he was like, I think I'm going to be rich soon. Because I think he was talking about Rick and Morty getting renewed.
Maybe he's the one that's been eBaying all those Szechuan packets.
That would be genius.
Maybe his plan
Harmon's.
is going full scope.
I hope Dan Harmon is cashing in on the
Syndication is where most of the, like, honestly, if you love a show and it's really popular, that's great.
that's
But
what makes the money.
the artists don't really make a lot of money until it goes into syndication.
Which it will. I mean, like, they're going to.
I mean, I think there's like a number cut off. So I mean, like at a certain point, you need to hit a certain number of episodes, otherwise, no one doesn't think it's worth buying it.
Right.
Yeah.
But 4 seasons is a good amount. There's short seasons.
We've heard from people in the industry, as they say.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Look at you,
Wow.
fancy.
Yeah. No, they've said that Friends ruined everything.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
show Friends,
That's
because
right.
of how much they got paid.
Oh.
that was for actors.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that was more along the lines of it's generally the people who have the money to make your show go, we will make your show, except you're going to make it for not next to nothing.
Yeah.
You're going to be paid to create and do stuff, but you're going to make this show for not very much money. You're not going to get rich off of it unless it becomes unfathomably successful, and then we'll talk.
I just hate that we look at the retired jerseys on the wall of TV, and it's like Friends, Seinfeld,
Frasier,
2.5 Men,
Charles in Charge.
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. You're just like, God damn
MASH.
it. Those are
Simpsons.
I Love Lucy.
well, yeah, but I'm saying like the very small
Fresh Prince of
pool.
Bel-Air.
Yeah, I was gonna say the small pool of people who are making $1 million per episode.
Oh, I see.
You know, like that, and it's just like it started out good,
Home
and then
improvement.
Well, I mean, also we know too. Sometimes you're like, well, we'd rather have money that goes to the ability to make more cool stuff. You know?
Yeah.
Well, we're running out of time. I gotta.
I was gonna talk about my Lambo.
Oh yeah,
Want
yeah.
a new Lambo?
Fuck. All right, we can go long.
What Lambo?
Hold on.
You want me to tell my story
No,
really, really
no,
fast?
no, I don't.
Ad read,
Actually,
ad
I
read,
really
ad-
need to do this.
Ad read.
Shit, I didn't even get it. Well, fuck it. There were nice fans too, is what I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
have time
yeah.
to
There's
say.
plenty of great fans.
Tell
all
the
right.
Jimmy Wong
I
tweet.
can't. We're out of time. So this episode is brought to you by Stitch Fix. Which, hey, if you're a hyper fan of some property, that's cool. But maybe expand your wardrobe beyond black T-shirts that have a logo of that. And Stitch Fix can help you do that. As somebody who, for the longest time, didn't think that I was worthy of wearing or deserved to wear clothes that were anything other than a black large with a logo in the middle, I can promise you that's not the case. And it's much easier if you have somebody else do it for you. Welcome to America. Paying other people to make decisions that are difficult or require some amount of experience that I certainly do not have. I'm not fashionable in the least. So if you're unfamiliar with Stitch Fix, it's a pretty cool process. Basically, you go on their website, you fill out this cool little quiz about the clothes you like, the fashion you like, the fits you like. It's all pictorial, so you don't have to know rules or anything. You don't have to know words. It's just, I like that, I don't like that. It's a pretty cool process. You have to fill out some sizes and things, but the idea is that then a stylist is assigned to you. You can even give them your social media feeds if you are stylish enough and want to match that. And then they will try to learn your style. They'll send you a box full of items that they picked out just for you, and then you can send that back the ones you don't like or don't fit, and keep the ones you do. And then once you basically check out, you can leave notes on the items, being like, I really like this one, I like the fabric of this, but not the color.
Didn't fit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in that way, you can build like a profile, and eventually the clothes that they pick out for you will be closer and closer to what you like. It's a really cool process. It's not as cheap as buying like bulk clothes at Walmart, but it's not supposed to be. It's more of a premier service, so it's a good thing to do. I plan to do it like once every 3 months or so, just to kind of keep my wardrobe fresh. But if you feel like checking it out, please go to stitchfix.com/dudesoup. It's all spelled exactly like it sounds, stitchfix.com/dudesoup. And then you get 25% off your Stitch Fix if you decide to keep all the items in a box, which is a pretty cool discount. So once more, that's stitchfix.com/dudesoup. Thank you for the sponsorship, Stitch Fix.
I got a nice sweater from them.
I got a nice pair of shorts and a nice shirt.
All weather shorts.
Were they all weather?
That's what I got. I got all weather shorts.
Well, I got that sweater and I kept it, and then I wore it in like one of my Instagram photos, and people were like, I think they're like, oh, you look like a teacher. I was like, great.
All right,
I mean, that's fine though. I look distinguished.
we might run a little long, but that's okay. James has a
It'll be very brief.
James has another run-in with a physical trainer.
Thor?
Giving him lip.
You know his name.
Right?
Well,
Is his name Thor?
I thought
No.
it was.
I thought it was Thor.
James.
No.
Oh, you don't want to use names for
I
the
specifically
show?
said I don't want to use names.
Oh.
T-Whore.
Shit.
But anyway, so the physical trainer who in past stories has argued with me over dropping weights, argued with strangers over dropping weights,
Locked his dog in his car.
locked his dog in his car for a training session that is at least an hour long.
Referred to a
in the
non-existent
heat.
sign.
This is the summer.
Oh, God.
Piece of shit.
Basically a garbage person all around.
God.
That's shitty. That's shitty.
He had another run-in with him. At last we spoke with him. He's told me that the signs were on the way.
Yeah,
That's right.
Be here any day.
For the no dropping signs.
Do not
And when I
clank
called
weights.
the 24-hour fitness, they said they had no idea what he was talking about. Well, I can tell you 3 months later, there are still no signs. But Thor is there.
Good.
He's back, and he was training someone in a section that he doesn't have to be there. It's all squat racks. He just takes a squat rack, doesn't use the bar, doesn't use anything about it, puts a mat
Bastard.
down in the middle of it, and then just has his client do stretches and bullshit.
What?
So he doesn't need to be there. I arrive, and then there's two other dudes doing deadlifts. Nice. And by the time I arrive, they finish one set, and the trainer's already over there. He's already
Talking
over
to them?
there,
Oh.
and he's bugging them about like, whoa, don't drop your weights, bros. Don't drop your weights.
I don't like
How?
And so then I just observe. I was gonna go approach them and go, he does this, he just does this, and he lies about signs. Don't worry about it. I didn't have to because they left. They were like, they seemed pretty pissed off, and then they left. And I was like, oh, man, I can't believe he pushed these guys away. What a dick. They came back.
Uh-oh.
They came back with the manager.
Oh, wow, finally.
The manager
Gandalf arrived
of the gym
on the 7th day.
who they come back and they set up, and the
Gandalf
manager
the
goes
Ripped.
over, and now this personal trainer's back with his client, and the manager comes down, squats over him, and goes, "What's the problem here? These guys are allowed to drop their weights." And then he goes, "No, man, it's not cool. It's not cool."
He's telling his boss
He's like, "They're not cool." I don't know what the relationship is between personal trainers and
Contractor,
managers and everything
I was
like
gonna
that.
say,
It's
yeah.
like he's not cool, and then he goes, "So what's the problem?" And he's like, "It's not okay. It's not okay. They're being unsafe about it." And then the guy's like, "I was just doing deadlifts." Like, or whatever. He's like, "They're making a lot of noise. They're bothering me. They're bothering my client,
Jeez.
everything." And then the manager goes,
Client's like, I don't care.
the manager goes, "You want to talk about this on Monday? Do you want to keep talking about this? I'm telling you it's okay. Do you want to keep talking about this?" And I'm making no like
should've
side eye,
been
no nothing.
film.
I'm just staring with a big smile on my face. And then I turn to the other guys and I go, right? And I'm staring and I'm watching, and the guy's like, "Oh, you want to do it? You want to talk about this on Monday? We can talk about it on Monday." And he's like, "No, it's not cool. It's not okay." No, and now he's getting frustrated. "It's not okay. It's not okay."
Oh, wow, he's an idiot, too.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
he's an idiot, but...
So then ultimately it goes to a thing. Then the manager gets up and then walks over to the guys and he goes, "What exactly were you doing?" They're like, "Oh, we were doing deadlifts." And the guy goes, "But sometimes they do come in and then I'll do cleans and I'll lower it, but sometimes I will drop it if it's heavy." And the guy goes, "It's okay. The rubber weights. It's a rubber floor.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Oh.
That's why we got this section. The section is for those kinds of lifts if you want to do them. If you're doing them unsafely, that's a problem. But it sounds like you're doing them safely and you know what you're doing. And so it's okay." And then the trainer comes over and he goes, "I just don't want them dropping the weights and stuff." And he goes, "We're talking about this on Monday, okay? We're going to talk about this on Monday,
Emasculated.
and so leave it." And then he turns to the guys. He goes, "You're good to do whatever you want to do."
Wow.
And
In my
walks off.
mind, the douchebag's holding a 32-ounce big gulp, while and
overweight.
like pieces of
all
food are stuck in his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to take his dog away.
Yeah, I know. His dog was probably in the car.
It sounds like he's not long for that gym, though.
Probably
It
not.
sounds like that's probably going to be it for him.
He's going to die on that hill.
I don't know.
It sounds like he was trying to die.
I don't know.
He was dedicated.
I was gonna go tell the manager and be like, "Thank you for saying something,"
Yeah.
but then when I was leaving, he was talking to some other client or whatever, and I was like, I don't want to be
send him like
interrupt.
flowers or
But
like.
if I go
gift
back,
basket.
Creatine.
if I go back
Yeah.
and he's there, then I'll be like, "I appreciate you saying something," because he basically harasses other people in the gym, and he
gonna
can
say-
go anywhere and do anything he wants to.
I'll say for every client that goes, "Good job," he's pushing away,
A bunch of people-
long-term
Yeah,
clients
absolutely.
like yourself, who go-
Heroes. I
Heroes.
don't use the
like-
word lightly, but heroes that stand by idly
Yeah.
and watch.
What if his family died in a weight
He
drop
could be
Weight dropping
going
accident?
through a
Accident.
lot of problems
That's
right
true.
now.
That's a good point. I don't care.
Oh, okay. All right, well,
All
yeah.
right, so
Anyway.
I'm going to have to cut in here.
That's fine.
Aw.
Boop. Here, let me just.
Oh, I had a
input.
story about this Instagrammer that kicked her dog in an elevator.
Sure, go for it.
I was
got to
furious.
pull this up
There, I saw this video. She let her little dog into this elevator and then just started wailing on it.
Why?
I guess she's a popular Instagrammer. I don't know. She's been charged for it.
Good.
I was so mad. I was so mad. I almost I don't know if this happens to you guys. Sometimes you get so
Benson?
mad that you want to cry because
Yeah.
you're so mad.
Yeah.
I was so furious watching this video.
You told me about the video, and
I'm
I
just
didn't want to
kinda-
watch it.
Yeah, I don't. Watch
I didn't
stuff like
intentionally seek it out or anything, but
that. All right, we got
I
a
was furious.
Hardnet update. Hardnet.
All right.
Has touched people's lives.
Has it?
All right. Well, that's always in front. All right. The creator, even though Alliance of Universes was removed last week by.
It was?
Yeah. Sorry.
I wasn't here for that.
You weren't. I'm
I would
sorry.
never have voted for that.
Oh, you wouldn't have, but other people did. Dingster Daily took it out. Bruce, you'll see what that is in just a minute.
Okay.
But Bud Charles, the Emperor of the Alliance of Universes,
That's right,
sent
he is.
along a
It's true.
a message
All
to
hail
us.
Emperor.
Yes, I'll read it for you guys. I, Bud Charles, Emperor of the Alliance of Universes, would like to thank you for bringing attention to this really personal and treasured project of mine, for complimenting my hard work, even if you did point out all its absurdities and call me a cartoon animal fucker.
Not you specifically.
I mean, you may have been.
Yeah.
I would also like to thank you fans for your most extremely kind and supportive comments, and I'd like to thank over 2,000 of them who viewed this project of mine, which I had presumed would be forever relegated to the backwaters of the internet of this minor planet and the multiversal southeast.
I love this guy.
This guy rules.
Multiversal.
Anyway, before I finish, I would like to elaborate on how exactly the Alliance of Universes document came about. Basically, it started as pretty much a role-play game where my friends and I, instead of controlling characters, controlled nations. First kingdoms in the Mario universe and later entire universes in and of themselves. So it's not really fan fiction, it's more of a fan tabletop RPG.
Cool.
Yes, I'm aware that's even more nerdy, but that's what it is. So yeah, thank you for drawing attention to my little corner of the internet, and I'm glad you could find enjoyment in it, even if that enjoyment was entirely ironic. It wasn't, by the way. And for the record, I would absolutely respect Applejack if we were in a relationship. Not that I'm saying we would be or anything. You know, I'm just going to stop now. Thanks. See ya.
Oh, but Charles seems self-aware.
But Charles, there's nothing nerdy about saying, listen, I know it's nerdy, but
yeah,
that's okay.
Nothing
now
nerdy
you're back
about
to cool.
That's awesome.
You're fine.
One of the...
Fuck that horse.
Man, one of the things that I have tried to reiterate, and I think now's a good time to reiterate, the segment's not about mocking internet culture. And there's a lot of, like, creepy, weird things that people send me that it's like, well, that guy actually probably has a mental disorder, and it's not right to make fun of that.
Like the Chris Chans of the world.
Kind of, yeah. Although that is really hard, Nettin. Even though I just contradicted myself. No, it's more of a... I like it when people are into weird things and they find each other thanks to the internet. And that the community that comes out of that, I think, is worth celebrating. Theoretically, the message is if there's something weird that you really like and you think you're the only one, you're probably not. It just requires putting yourself out there and being confident in what you enjoy. Provided it doesn't hurt anyone.
I told you.
What?
You're not the only one.
I'm not the only one that loves the Alliance of Universes. Now, I love Bud Charles more than ever now.
All right. Yeah, Bud Charles is fantastic. And thank you, Bud Charles, for your hard work and all your friends.
What is this?
This is Dingster Daily.
Yeah.
So this is what unseated the Alliance of Universes.
No way. They can't be the same video. So what is he changing?
I mean, they're not. He changes the number. So this is Dingster 584.
It's the video's muted.
Oh, my bad. Why did you get muted?
Is that Bill Paxton?
It sure is.
Yeah. Well, you've never seen Spy Kids and Lava Girl?
Somebody ring the Dingster.
So
Play the next one.
There's that one.
Next.
Yeah.
All they do is change the number?
There it is. Throws the umbrella.
But still.
Somebody ring the Dingster.
This is I love it.
Wait, show the episode when you didn't upload
it was
one.
hard to unseat
yeah.
Alliance of
Alliance of
Universes.
So there's a thank you for I think is 2,500 subscribers.
So, Lauren, someone
But if
sent
you
you
go back
this?
far enough, yeah, people have
How
been.
old is the channel?
do the April first one.
The one where he couldn't upload, yeah.
Has the
Yeah,
channel?
because there was one day.
Yeah, see, he missed
said
one
no
today.
Dingster today. He missed it.
Oh, fuck.
Watch.
He did it.
Oh, he got us.
He got it. Yeah.
Somebody ring the Dingster.
It was April 1st.
Oh, man, he fucking burned us.
Let me ask you a question, Lawrence. Has this existed before you started hard netting?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been around
'Cause-
since like almost the beginning of the year.
Okay,
Every single day.
I just want to make sure because
So-
someone theoretically could plant a seed for hard netting now, and then like 6
Yeah.
months from now
Which
be
would
like,
be hard
"Still
netting.
hard netting."
It's kind
I
of
guess it is kind of, but Dingster
So-
Dailies.
Yeah, the Let's Plays.
Wait, what is this? It's 11 minutes.
This is a Dingster Daily special.
It is special.
Final text.
What does he do? What happens?
You know, it's there's some. It gets a little full meme.
Whoa.
It's a pretty solid meme, but this stuff is a little almost like too memey.
Man, this is
Luckily, this
I like
didn't.
this.
This was just an experiment, and I think an artist earns a break every once in a
like
while.
I would agree. You got to go back to what you know, though, and that's somebody ring the Dingster.
Yeah. Well, because
Little
Omar
368
was on
for
this
ya.
podcast, and he was like, "You could just set a program to do that," but then he was like, "Wait, no, the title changes." Which means he has to re-export
Every time.
retitle and re-export every
Because,
single video.
YouTube won't let you.
Oh, look at that one.
It's like so off.
It's all memey. It's terrible. Yeah,
it's all just-
But
It's
there's
all
only a
hard names.
handful of those. The rest
Yeah.
of it is just the Dingster.
good for
Yeah.
him. Dingster Daily.
Yeah.
The
mean-
best part is Bill Paxton's dead. So you don't have to see this.
Unless there are like topical references in any of them,
There's some of them were like kind of memey.
he could bank like 10 at a time.
Well, yeah, but he still has to
Schedule.
make them.
But then he's got
Sure.
to schedule them and upload them.
I just love that.
Good for him.
He comes home at the end of the day, takes off his trench coat and his fedora, puts his briefcase down, kisses his wife, and goes,
Yeah.
"I'll be right to dinner." I got something to
Give me a half an hour.
I play Marvel Puzzle Quest.
This is what he
does the
does.
Dingster.
Yeah, that's what he
So-
does.
I wonder if like on a good night,
And I would
he gets
argue
like
that-
20 of them done, and he's like,
I would argue that he's accomplished more than I have with Marvel Puzzle
His
Quest.
wife's waiting for him to come to bed.
Yeah.
He's still toiling at his computer.
I gotta export these videos.
just four more, honey.
All right,
Honey,
so
I'm ringing the Dingster.
here's the competition, which is similar in nature, but even more
The Dyson Show.
verbose. Yeah, there's the Dyson Show, which
boy.
is just a whole lot of dad jokes. This gentleman gets up and he pours his heart out comedically for 662 episodes. What the fuck? I'll go with 654.
How
why
long
not?
is each? Oh,
They're like
minutes.
2-3 minutes or so.
Is it going to make me sad, Lawrence?
No, it's
Are you
joyous.
sure?
It's pure.
Is this talking stock?
I said that I made a pass at his wife. I said, well, she was going too slow. Had to get around her somehow.
Oh man, I love it.
I follow Rodney Dangerfield quotes Twitter.
There's never any laughter, but he still reacts like, why aren't they laughing?
I know.
So he puts on like 2.5 minute dad joke sets.
Okay.
And there are lots of them.
R. Kelly? I said, R. Not Kelly.
The delivery is so good. So I was actually going to put this one up yesterday, but Elise wasn't here, and I knew that she would
Oh,
love
I
this.
appreciate that.
You're in trouble, young man.
But it also makes me a little sad, too.
You can hear a
No,
doggy.
he's loving it.
He loves it.
He's having a great time.
But what's his life like?
Number
You think he has love in his life?
654.
Absolutely.
Of course
So-
he does.
No,
Look how happy he is.
No sad person
Can you see
does
if he has a
this.
wedding ring? Can you tell from the videos?
good
Please
point.
check.
Let me
It'll
see.
make-
He
it'll
does a lot of
destroy me if I don't
gesticulation.
know.
But look how happy he is.
Keep on trucking.
Hey, folks.
Have we checked to see if he has any like
Because I live in a
white nationalist propaganda in the background of any stuff?
somewhere
Oh
else.
boy, I hope not.
Wait, can't see that other hand.
Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Let me see if I can track that. Oh,
Yeah, I
gotta-
saw a hand there.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Absolutely.
God. Okay, I
He's
do
so
love
happy.
him.
At least he's so happy.
I
He could
do
never
love him
fake
now.
it. He's not that good of an actor.
Now I'm able to enjoy this. Okay.
You thought he'd be old and lonely?
Unless she's passed away.
Oh, come on.
He's
Stop
really
inventing
looking
a
for the
narrative.
tragedy there.
And he kisses a picture of her every morning,
Oh.
puts a flower.
Check his
I'm gonna
about
do the
page.
Dyson show again. Wish me luck.
That's okay. Then he's doing it for her.
I'm with
Babe, I
Adam.
feel really good about today's
I wanna
Dyson.
see his
Whoa.
about.
Is that a puppet?
What the hell's going on
that
back
Ringo
there?
Hey,
Starr?
a new set.
Oh, he loves America.
You know, my wife uses some.
There you go, my wife.
Okay, okay. Phew.
And she's alive.
Last night she used it to tell me she wasn't speaking to me.
Oh, I think that was the joke.
Sorry,
good.
I missed it.
It's
So good. Man, I love
Wow, this is great. How long has he been doing this?
it. Oh, man. Well,
Is this daily?
Go to about.
it's not
Find out when he
daily.
created the channel.
We got 3-4 years
well,
ago.
I mean, if you just set it to by date
Yeah, I
uploaded.
could do that. This is there's more tension here.
4 years.
Production value's gone
I agree
up.
with Adam. I'd like to see his about me. To see
Four
what
years
one.
It's all about.
Oh, he's got a little cat. Number 7, lucky number 7.
Dyson Show.
Oh.
See, he's retooling. He's getting better at it.
That's good intro right there. People love animals.
I told my wife, that cat is so old that when he was a kitten, Lady Godiva was still in grade school. Of course, she was known as Girl Godiva back then. She was the only kid in the neighborhood who could ride a tricycle side saddle. You know, I took my car to the garage for their
Sometimes when you say things like a joke, they sound like jokes, but they're not jokes.
I think he's getting better though.
I think he's
that
getting
wasn't
better.
a very good joke,
Yeah.
but then
All
later
right.
on, the other jokes were actually jokes.
He
Here's the-
discovered our jokes.
Here's the description. If you weren't laughing before you got here, crank it up now.
Yeah.
And his links go to Joe's Funny Bookstore.
Oh, let's check it out.
Which, wait a minute, is he just
Joe
getting
Dyson's
his...
Funny Bookstore. There you go. Yeah, so he writes books.
He
King
wrote
of
his
dad
own
jokes.
books.
He's the king of dad jokes.
Look at his. little
He's rich.
picture.
Yeah.
Rich.
This book is hilarious.
Got reviews.
They're not all gold. There are definitely a lot of jokes. I can pick this thing up.
While they're not all gold, there are definitely a lot of
Yes,
jokes.
pages and pages of them.
I was like, Mom
Written
always
with
said, you
words.
can't say anything nice. Don't say nothing at all.
Well, he found a nice thing to say.
Yeah,
1 year
no,
of
that's what I-
one-liners.
That's what I'm saying.
Never entertained during watermelon.
season. That sounds fun.
I wonder where he lives if he lives in
Dice.
California if he come do a gameplay.
Oh, we should have Joe Dyson on.
That'd be great. So he might be in San Francisco because this book is a fictional story about a man growing up in San Francisco trying to be a comedian in the 70s.
Can we pay to fly Joe Dyson?
He
yet?
can-
Don't answer that
He
now.
owns a home in
He
San
has to
Francisco.
fly like economy, like way down. Sorry.
Yeah,
found a
carry on.
beautiful-
Back
Sorry.
of the plane.
How much
can't
is the
take your
bus
seat.
ticket?
The plane doesn't really take off. It's
yeah.
more of a bus.
You have one-liners. Oh.
I'll buy him a bus ticket.
One way.
Whoa, yeah, one way. He's got to find his way back.
All right, boys. It's
Wow.
Dogged and Relentless versus sheer pure comedy.
Sorry.
Jeez, that's tough.
Dingster Daily versus Dyson
One
Show.
joke versus a million
Yeah,
jokes.
I know.
Unlimited jokes.
What's worth more?
Jeez, that's so hard.
And every episode has like different framing. It's in a different spot.
Well, that's
He owns
Working
it.
on his truck
that is
there.
an artist. Oh yeah, he lives in California.
Sorry, folks.
License plate.
I told my son.
Oh boy, he probably shouldn't have put that.
Probably shouldn't have shown his license plate.
Oh boy. All right, well,
No, no.
It's right there in the thumbnail.
audience, let me remind you to be respectful of people's privacy.
He probably shows his street address
probably does.
at some point.
Oh, he's camping here. That has to be safe.
That's probably in his front.
Lawnmower driving by? Oh.
Hey, folks, I'm gonna.
His shirt that says "This is my home address." Oh no!
Whoa, Joe, come on.
Well, I think he's fantastic.
I do too.
I thought,
Bless him.
yeah, great. Oh, Christmas episode.
He's a blessed man.
Just in time for Halloween.
Okay.
Dyson Show.
Oh, I love that.
Getting so better at that.
The Dyson Show.
All right, let's pass around the votes. James, Dingster Daily or Dyson Show?
It's really, really tough.
so tough because Joe's got such a great spirit.
He's got great spirit. He's got a lot of jokes, but his quantity more than quality. I'll go Dyson. I'll go Dyson Show.
Okay.
I think it's really close, but I'm gonna go Dyson.
Having seen both of these for the very first time,
Yeah, you're
the
fresh.
only reason I am going with Dingster Daily is because they have less subscribers, and I would like more people to subscribe to Dingster Daily.
How many subscribers does Joe have? I can't see.
He's got
20,000.
20,000. That's pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Doing pretty good for himself.
Yeah.
Man.
Afraid that there's going to be personal information on his.
Oh,
Okay, it's just videos.
Personal information.
No, man.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Dyson because
Nice.
I feel like he. I love the joke of Dingster, but Dyson is. I love that someone is putting their heart and soul
They are. It's true.
into something where without the internet they would have not been able to have this platform.
That's true.
Very well
I
said.
like that.
Oh, look at
Oh, Dingster! Oh, no, it's Dingster.
Well, you just came back from
Dingster
wine.
Dyson crossover.
Oh, they should do that.
not all that focused. All right, Elise, pressure's on. You can either tie it up or clinch it for Dyson Show.
I'm so torn.
Yeah, that's a
because
tough one. That's real tough.
With Dingster Daily, they had to first isolate and identify that Dingster clip was so humorous, which it is.
Well,
Bill Paxton's dead.
some people have said that was actually in response to some other YouTuber using it as a recurring meme in their
Oh,
video.
well, that
wow.
changes things
That does
for me
change
a little
things.
Oh, I'm
bit.
sorry.
Who are these people?
Someone who watched Spy Kids.
Some people tweeted at me on Twitter and they're like, "Hey, the Dingster Daily video is actually it spawned off of this other channel where this guy likes to use the Dingster clip in his videos."
Oh, okay.
Sorry to poison the well there.
In that case, I think I'm going to go Joe Dyson.
Yeah, he's more original.
Ooh, all right.
I didn't know that was a
Good
thing.
candidates, though.
Very good candidates.
Well, hey, thank the internet. Both of these were submitted by people through Twitter and stuff.
Also, let's not besmirch somebody because they're like, well, someone else found this.
No.
It's
sure,
like
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
us playing a video game and somebody like, you can't play that. Markiplier plays that game. PewDiePie plays like.
Well, we like both.
It's not
we like
that,
both.
but I'm
No,
not,
that's what I mean though. It's like we're all everything's
it's not that,
cool.
but my level of admiration is so high for someone that can identify that is humorous. You know?
You really got to stop showing where he is.
This was
This is him on his vacation.
On the road.
He's on the vacation.
oh
He went to the ghost town of Austin, Nevada.
yeah, that was today. This video got, oh boy.
Oh, wow.
He's in the ghost town of Austin, Nevada.
Do not track him.
No dislikes though. I like
Well, you have 2 days head start before this video goes live.
And if you get in your car now and drive, then you can pitch a fit on Reddit about how you drove that long and didn't get to see.
Is there
Joe
a Trump
Dyson.
Pence thing in the background?
Yeah, it is, but they're in
yeah.
Arizona.
I wonder if he's gonna make a
that's-
joke about Trump.
That's Nevada.
Doesn't seem like
that.
it's,
No,
oh, sorry.
that's not his style.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to dip into political too much.
I don't know. We don't know.
You're right.
It'd probably be something like Trump. You mean that insult comic dog?
Nice.
Man,
Or like you.
Whoa, look at him doing physical comedy.
How can a hotel be president? And he's like outside the Trump hotel or something like that. Yeah.
This is
It'd
great.
be safe. It'd be totally safe.
He's even got some moves there on
He's
stage.
in the, he's shooting all over this ghost town. It looks like he's setting up his own tripod, hitting record, walking out, doing a joke, walking back, and hitting
I
Absolutely,
stop.
that's what
love
he's
him.
doing.
Fuck yeah, this guy.
There.
May a
All right.
sex scandal never follow
Oh,
him.
thank God.
Oh boy, I hope not.
The
Please.
Dyson Show is the current champ of hard netting.
Nice.
You're netting hard, Joe Dyson. So thank
Nice.
you. Goodbye, Dingster.
I'm gonna watch that Dingster every day now.
Your reign was brief but
Every
beautiful.
day.
All right, we're out of time. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully, talk wasn't too intense for you guys. We got post show coming up if you're watching live, so stay tuned for that. A lot of good fan art this week. A lot of sexy fan art this week. A little something for everybody this week. Let me promise you that. And if you're watching on a podcast platform or YouTube, thank you so much for spending your time with us. And yeah, not a whole lot of announcements to go around this week. You guys got anything?
No.
Bruce and I are flying out on Wednesday.
London.
Oh,
We're going
see
to
ya.
RTX London. We'll see you out there.
See you in London,
You
y'all.
guys will be gone for a couple weeks.
I'll
Yeah,
be gone for
yeah.
10.
I'm going to be gone for like 3 weeks.
I'll be gone for
I'm
10 days.
finding myself in the back of a storage closet in Berlin.
Whoa.
We'll see.
The,
No,
sec-
that's a bad night.
the second episode of Twits and Crits, The League of Extraordinary Gyremen, airs this Thursday on roosterteeth.com for first members. If you don't know about this, we're doing a mini series, a standalone season of D&D It's a little bit scary, a little bit spooky.
There's lesbian sex. There's real sex.
Vampires.
There's a blind, deaf, and dumb person.
Did you see the Shattercock reference pop up in the Overwatch subreddit?
No.
So
because the Symmetra skin?
The Symmetra skin leaked and people were like, it looks like a tiefling. Someone said, Shattercock, put your clothes on.
Oh, wow.
I was like, holy shit.
That's
Cool.
weird.
Different Shattercock.
Oh.
There's a lot of
Never
them, it
mind.
turns out.
Either way.
All right, yeah. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It's getting real haunted.
It's fun. I'm
Crazy
having a fun
spooky.
time.
Dodging those legal laws.
Are you kidding? Alex G wouldn't come after
Yeah.
us.
What? Nice try, Alan Moore.
Yeah, right.
Alan Moore didn't own him. That's why he used them. So
Oh, yeah.
anyway,
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
nice whimper.
If you're watching live, we'll be back in a minute. But if you're not, thank you again, and have a great weekend, wherever you are in time. See you next time.
Wherever
Somebody
you are, Joe
ring
Dyson.
the Dinkster.
Yeah. It's very much documentaries. It's like the by gamers for gamers sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is a little off-putting because I tried watching the Rocket League series with Jess, and he does the thing where he assumes you know what you're talking about, and I felt bad because I'm like, oh, this whole story about Rocket League is really interesting, but she has no idea when
you
they're
kinda-
referencing other games